All right, class, we're in module 3 now, and in this module, we'll be covering longitude and latitude. And in the spirit of telling travel stories, which Dr. Bradley Gardner, Dr. Bradley, as some call him, designed this course, and he's been, in designing the course, he told a lot of his own travel stories. I'll just take the liberty, and those of you listening, I hope you also have some travel stories you can share, or if not, I hope you do soon. But in covering longitude and latitude and latitude this week, think if you have had the chance to travel, think about the furthest west you've been, the furthest east you've been, north or south that you've been. And thinking of my own, I haven't done any traveling in Asia, so I think I'm gonna focus on the furthest south I've been, because I have done a lot of traveling in Latin America. And I mean, despite taking 5 years of Spanish in high school, middle school, high school, and a bit in college as well, my Spanish is still pretty rusty. And when I do travel in Spanish-speaking countries, I try my best, but usually I can't get into deep conversations. And that's so I can navigate, but it's not much more beyond the surface for me. So that's something I'm trying to work on. But in traveling in Latin America, the furthest south I've been was in Bolivia, which I think is an absolutely beautiful country that I recommend. If you're down there, I recommend getting there. Not only is it very far south in the continent of South America, but it is also somewhat on the western side. Oh, and we've got Kimchi visiting us too. It's somewhat on the western side, thinking about longitude and latitude. It's on the sort of southwestern side of the continent of South America. And along the western edge of the continent runs the Andes mountain range, kind of like a backbone. And the Andes mountain range is similar in height from base to summit of the mountains as the Himalayan mountains. It's just that the Himalayan mountains start already at a higher elevation, so they get that recognition of being the tallest mountains in the world. But the Andes mountains in South America, here in our hemisphere, still, they're just as impressive. They just have a lower starting point, but they're just as they have just as much majesty and beauty as the Himalayan mountains do. So, I was down there for college. It was with a college group. We went down there to help an organization, a nonprofit, while we were down there, and just a beautiful, beautiful place. I invite you, as we go through this module, to think about your own travel stories and think about longitude and latitude in that context.